Get some wood, little tiny pieces, and take a look at the little ones. Some of them are really effective, some of them not so much. So I kind of prepared this wood. This chuck. I've done the tenon already. It's dovetail and a little less than 2 inches, probably a little over 1 3/4. So. And hopefully the wood is long enough to do the acorn. Sometimes I get ahead of myself and I cut lines on it where I shouldn't, but and I'll try not to do that. If I do that, it kind of cramps my style. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller, so it's a little bit smaller than the collar of the acorn. And these lines just a guide. My issue is getting really close to the chuck and trying not to lose my nerve. So it's always good for a little bit of tailstock support. They generally don't go flying off, but they can. So I'm going to use a 3/8 inch spindle gouge. Oh, no, actually I'm going to use a few first to make it a little bit smaller. And this lead is a little bit bigger than the one I have, so takes a bit of getting used to. Well, a lot of getting used to, shall we say. And this lead doesn't actually have a number for its speed. But generally it's not than one of 2 features. Just tune it down a little bit. It's too big as it is. And ultimately, I want to do that on this too. Maybe more than I want to do that. So I'm going to come down a little bit, and now I'll work on making the acorn part. And this is the part where I always like really round acorns, but you can see from the few that I've made, some of them aren't quite so round. I'm trying to make a habit of spinning the lathe every time I move the tool rest, because I never intend to move it into the line of fire, but sometimes you do. And you want to know that before you turn it over. such a big hole in the bottom that I have to go up that much higher on this, so. So this is maybe, I can't really tell whether there's still, I guess there's a bit of a hole there. So this could end up being kind of a short, squatty little acorn, but that's just luck of the draw for it. Okay, I'm just going to say with this light, I can't tell whether there's a hole in there, so it looks good to me. So we're going to go with that. I'm taking a skew and I'm going to just kind of make a bit of a highlight edge on this side of the, on the top of the nuts. I don't know what, there's a name for those. The capsule, I think, is the bottom part. And I don't know what the little collar around the top is called, but anyways, that's it. Okay, so I'll take my spoon down and finish off the top there. It looks like there's a bit of a defect in the wood, but I think that's the nature of the wood I've picked. This is poplar, so it's not the prettiest wood. It's soft, so it's easy to work with, but because it's soft, it kind of gives me
I'm just going to move this light, or do you want to just move this light so it's a bit better for you? Because it's really quite bright.
It's too bright to see.
Yeah. Maybe we can just make it higher?
Yeah, that's better.
Yes, way better.
Is that still good for you?
No, it's okay. And if I don't make great looking acorn, that's why.
Well, you blame the
Nothing
light.
wrong with that.
Blame the light.
Oh yeah, no, I was going, there's not enough light. You know, that's the thing with turning. There's never enough light, and then there's just too much light. So it's just.
Just don't go into the light while you're turning.
Yeah. So that's my excuse. Don't worry. Okay, so I know a number of people have asked about embellishing, so I'm going to do a little segment on that, very little. So I pulled my that's 2 cents, and on my way I turned it down to 1,000, so I'm going to pretend that's 1,000. So this little 120 gives a little bit of a, oh yeah, probably. I forgot to do this other one. Sorry, I forgot to go. Otherwise it looks like it doesn't quite look like an acorn, or it doesn't look like. That's right. So you can tell it's pretty soft here, so that's very easy to sticks up. So you need to know that when you have 80 grit sandpaper, it's magic. But I got 120 with this wood, it should be fine. So just gonna buff it up a little bit. It's a little bit heavy on the top here, not as rounded, but like I said, every acorn is different, and all acorns are excellent. So, okay. Good, my Yorkshire grit. I did, you can make this stuff. And I thought about making it. I thought about it for a long time and I never got it done. So in the end, it was just easier to buy it. But maybe if I continue to use it, use the whole tub, I will make it. But it was just bastard. It was just and buy it. And I am wearing gloves because you should wear gloves whenever you're using any kind of, well, the Yorkshire grit isn't really the issue because it's got beeswax.
I use it a bit too. Yeah.
Okay, it's got beeswax, mineral oil, and yeah. I was wondering whether it was Dianne research, but it's comments, okay? So, yes, you should wear gloves. And then the other stuff I have, you definitely want to wear gloves because, so.
Lighter town.
Yeah. So that's not the finishing grit, that looks like the...
That's the cutting grit.
Yeah, this is just kind of, because of the pumice, it does a little bit of a sanding, so it keeps the dust down in your shop, and it will sand the piece up fairly nicely. And but it's really nice to keep the dust down, because, when you're getting above 120, 180, 320, the dust is getting pretty small. With this, you can get a pretty good finish, or sanding, and less dust.
Where are you getting it?
Where they get the Yorkshire grit? At Lee Valley, they have a TMS.
I think I'm on mine as well.
So you just want it to get a little bit warm.
Yeah, 107,000.
And then the other one is
Yeah, it is.
the Triple E. It's a shellac. And this, yeah, you definitely want to have some gloves on for this. Okay, I'm going to do my little embellishing thing first. So I have my handy little embellisher that I've used a lot now, this last couple of weeks. And I think Bertie made these. They've got some little magnets in them, and you've got your a Dremel rotary thing. So, okay, when I read on the Sorby website, or on my Sorby handout thing, it said if you're going to do embellishing with your little micro tool thing, you should be at 400 RPM for 2-inch piece. So we're going to be going lately on this. 400 is not too quick. Let me guess that might be 400. Oh, I usually put this up a little higher. What do you think? Maybe that's 650?
Hey, you're pretty close there. Yeah. Let's see how it comes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 400. Straight on, Dianne.
Is it right exact? Okay, and so I'm still practicing on how to make nice little textures, but I just stick it in and hold it next to it. And then the little texture, a little bit of a, sort of looks like an acorn, so that's what I'm looking for. So now I put the shellac on, and it will make it a little bit shinier, and then I'm going to finish off and hopefully finish this off without taking it off the lathe prematurely. And the shellac again has a little bit of beeswax in it. You turn it. So if this is 400, it probably wants a little higher than 400. I usually like to sand at about 1,000. I'm not sure where you got that number. Does that sound like a good number? 1,000?
1,050.
Oh, 1,050. There we go. Where's that? So, and again, you just get a little bit of warmth, and the warmth melts the shellac, and it makes kind of a nice shiny finish on your acorn. And with these woofers, now it's flammable, so you do have to be careful with your rags. Let them dry flat and then throw them out. Don't keep them because they are flammable. So with this, I haven't developed a really good way to make a little stem for my acorn. So what I do is I get down there with my parting tool and try to part off enough that I can use my spindle gouge and finish it off. So we'll take this off with the parting tool, reduce it a bit. And let it feed again. Oh, finish. They're uncomfortable. They're uncomfortable. They're that long. And now I'll take the 3/8 spindle gouge again and well, not part it off, just finish off the top here. And okay, I have a couple little circle marks in there. I guess I could chase them, or I could call them design features.
Design features.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Yep.
So I've got the sandpaper, sand up the top here a bit. There we go. And this is where, I do have my E here, maybe I'll give it a bit of a go with that. Or maybe I'll just consider this a little bit of a tough looking acorn. As you can see from the box that acorns are passed around, there's no two acorns are the same. I'll slow that down a bit and get some little bit of and the thing is, I'm doing this in way spending a more time training, but you get the idea of what I'm doing. So we're doing a little bit of sanding here, polishing the top of the acorn. You know, the thing I like to mention about this is, I don't know if this kind of sponsors to it sometimes, is that when you take it off the lathe, it's done. Because I don't know who you do, but when I finish something on the lathe, some ugly here, we're going to have to let that go. It's nice to be done your piece. But you don't have to, well, if you're doing a beautiful piece, that's a bit different. But at Acorn, when you pull it off, you want it done. And if you decide on the shapes that you like, you can make a Christmas ornament, if you made them smaller, you know, so it's easy a little bit low.
That's a nice size for a Christmas ornament.
Oh, okay, then. I guess you don't want too small, one with the cat faces and under the couch. Okay, we're going to part this off. Just go from. Okay.
What kind of wood, Dianne?
Old poplar. Yeah. May not have been my best choice, but, well, it's not the most fabulous wood, but it does, it's pretty forgiving. And then, there's a little nib, you can cut that off with your skewer. And a little bit of sandpaper, and a little bit of Yorkshire grit, and, you know, that's another acorn. Any questions or anything? Comments, questions?
Oh, good job.
Well, that's the end of the entertainment here. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Dianne.
Right up.
I forgot to mention.
Yeah, you're working.
I forgot to mention at the start, do we have any new guests tonight visiting us for the first time? Lots of finger pointing going on.
Sounds like no.
Okay. So last week we had a workshop on building streets. There was a whole bunch of people there. Could you give us? Sorry. No, you're
Talk away.
Very seldom do I get the floor this much of the time. You're asking about the training session, and I'm sorry I was ignoring, sorry. The training session was great. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
It was really good. There were 3 people. Terry Beaton from Lethbridge came up, and that was great. He was in Edmonton, and so he joined Jerry and I, and it was a great session. In fact, I won't do this with this on because it'll scream at me. I'll be right back, but.
If you want to hold these over top of this area, then you can look on the TV, you can show them.
Oh, okay, so, these are my 2 scoops. Pretty proud of those. This one's poplar, so you can tell I'm a real fan of the poplar, and it has a nice little chew in the side of it, and that occurred when I didn't make my jig deep enough, and so it wasn't quite holding properly, so it shot out on me. Did a little bit more work on the jig, and it fit down there nicely and stayed in. This little jig is just a tiny piece of wood and really simple, but you can use a Forstner bit and make your jig the size of the circle that you're making, the ball circle that you're making. So it's just, so if you wanted to make 2-inch ones or 1/2 inch or whatever, and it's just a little piece of wood cut with the saw. So it was a great session. I learned a lot, learned how to use my scraper, which is always handy. So. Oh, okay, so we, here, just let me demo that. And then this goes into your chuck, and in fact it was this chuck, I think. So you make a little tenon on it, and you just tighten it enough to hold it, and then you put your scoop right in there. And the thing is, the hole in the chuck has to be low enough to tolerate the bottom of the circle so that it fits in, and over half of your circles in the chuck, because if not more than half is in, you get this situation on the side and it flies off. So pretty happy with that it didn't hit me. Then you just tighten it up a little bit. And, oh gosh, yeah, I've got to tighten it up a bit more. There we go. Oh, well, okay, I don't know why it's not tightening up, but, oh, there we go, okay. And then you take off with that. So, yeah, but you make it the size of the scoop that you're making. So overall, the session was excellent. I was hoping more people would be able to attend, but I know during the week it's hard sometimes, so